Hey, this is Jason Whittle with the Jason Whittle All-Pro Team, Remax Lake of the Ozarks, and we are back with another episode of Tiny Table Talk. And on today's talk at Tiny Table Talk, we have got Nathan Bechtold.
That's it. You got it. Yeah, that was right. Yeah.
Nathan Bechtold. We're with Nathan Bechtold. He is one of the co-founders and the editor for LakeExpo.
I have to make a slight correction. I'm not actually the co-founder, but I am a partner with LakeExpo. So I have to give credit where credit's due. Brent Simpson is our publisher and founder of LakeExpo.
We're excited to have. I'm excited to have you because there's a lot of the backstory of LakeExpo that I don't know about. So I'm excited to kind of hear some of that and hear what's going on at LakeExpo. And Nathan has all the super secret stuff that's going on here at Lake of the Ozarks, so we're going to pick his brain, find out what's going on here at the lake.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I love sitting at this table. It reminds me of home with my kiddos. We have a table just like this, actually, or very similar. Yeah.
And so Nathan brought this in, and I'm not.
I was just told to bring a prop.
A weird prop?
Yeah, a weird prop was the idea.
At first I thought it was a nativity set, but it's not, and it's. Can you tell me about
It's a thermometer, and what do you call it?
I didn't even know.
Yeah, it has a little thermometer. You know, back before we had the weather app, they made this kind of stuff, I guess.
I wish we
could. And I think this measures barometric pressure, maybe. Like the guy comes forward when it's. Out? Yeah, one of them comes forward when it's low, and one comes forward. There's directions on the back in German, actually, because it came from Germany. My grandpa bought it there. My brother found it in my attic.
Well, I feel bad like making fun of it now that
it is one of these things that is cool and weird at the same time. I don't know.
So Nathan, for those who've been living under a rock for the past 12 years, tell us what LakeExpo is.
So LakeExpo is an online source for everything that you want to know about Lake of the Ozarks. Every way that you want to connect with the Lake of the Ozarks, whether you live here and you want to know what's happening in your community, or whether you have a lake home here, or you just vacation here and are gonna have a lake home here someday, because that's the pipeline, right? That's what happens. Wherever step you are along that process, LakeExpo is your connection to the lake that you love. Brent started LakeExpo in around 2008. He came out of the print news business before that, and kind of saw where digital was going, and stepped out on his own and started LakeExpo with his dad out of a single wide trailer, I think. It was very humble beginnings. So I jumped aboard really about 4 years in, about 2012. And Brent and that crew of folks had built LakeExpo up quite a bit already, had a really great, the Lake Alert is like the email.
Oh yeah, my wife gets it all the time, and so she's always telling me when she gets the Lake Alert.
Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, so that was like early. The Lake Alerts are building up. We have over 15,000 subscribers on that now. So for a lot of people, it is how they know what happened at the lake. People love reading like stories about business development at the lake as well. Yeah. I mean, and people love reading stories about how the lake is growing, how the lake is changing. So we do a lot of stories about just any kind of development that's happening.
Kind of what's your crystal ball? What are you seeing for Lake of the Ozarks? Anything fun you see coming down the pipe?
How I think that what the lake is seeing right now is, maybe it's unprecedented, and we are gonna, and you know this, but we are seeing such massive influx of people, and an economy is made up of people who do things, and so the lake economy has always been interesting, and I think you could say unbalanced in a certain way, right? It's always been like heavily tourist driven, and everybody knew the seasonal nature of the lake economy. And I'm not saying the seasonal nature is going away overnight.
But it's certainly changed. That season is pretty dang, it's a pretty big season anymore.
Yeah. And I think that with this influx of people, I think the ability to work mobily, and I think people leaving certain areas and coming to other areas for a variety of reasons. Some of them I think are sort of, political and freedom related. Others are, I think, just, this is a really awesome place to be.
For the first time ever with all the national exposure, we're on the map nationally. And when you compare us to other lake areas, the value here is unbelievable when you compare us to other lake communities.
I think that we'll probably still be a place to visit.
For sure.
That's not changing. But I do think that the economy will become sort of more well-rounded, maybe, as there's just more people here that do more things. We didn't become what Branson became.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me
like
too.
I'm okay with that. But I don't think that means that we shouldn't go, well, can we be more than just a powerboating lake? And I think the answer is absolutely yes. Like that's a big trend. So yeah, I think the trails stuff, the trail that is planned through Eldon, the hiking, sort of biking trails they're talking about around here, I think those things will be really big. I love Ballparks National. And
They've done a phenomenal job. I was blown away. I'll have to admit, I was a little skeptical at first just because of the location, and they've just done a great job. Blown away.
Yeah.
It is top notch. If your kids are in baseball or softball, there's not a facility like it. It is neat.
yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, I don't know if you're into sports much at all or anything, but
I used to play tennis. But,
okay, yeah.
And diving. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, but yeah, you know, that it's cool for people who are into baseball and want their kids to do that, but people who also just care about the lake community growing, because everything I hear about that already, and they're just in their first full season, is they're introducing tons of people to the lake.
They're crushing it. We're seeing them at a restaurant. I mean, the kids are, you talk to anybody who owns shops, I mean, they got these kids coming in with all these baseball uniforms on, and they are everywhere. So kudos to them. I'm pumped for them.
And so that's the kind of stuff, like on water development and boating related stuff, that's like that's a given. Like, of course we want that, we want to see that, but I think the off-water stuff, we're going to see some things that are really going to be key to the lake.
I agree. I can see that you are just like super comfortable seated at this little table. Are you guys already doing this? Because I know it's kind of starting to take the lake area by storm as everybody's going to these in their offices, because it's just so economical.
It's a sad story,
You guys
actually.
already do
We looked into it,
Sad
but what we decided is, because typically one of my things I wear to the office is a kilt.
Oh, that'd be.
It could create an HR situation for
would
us,
be bad.
and so I don't,
Where can we find you? Like, how do we get to Lake?
So connect with Lake Expo first and foremost through LakeExpo.com. Right? Yeah, I know, it blows the mind. But really, where we want people to find us increasingly now is through our app. So if you have an iPhone,
You have an app?
we have an app.
Nathan, do we have an app?
You should
I don't know. We don't have an app.
get an app.
We need an app.
Get an app. They're great.
Of app jealousy.
We like to connect with our audience directly, and so that's why we love our Lake Alert email, and that's what our app is. People use our Facebook page to read what we have going on, but they miss a lot. So we really like our readers to connect with us through our website, through the Lake Alert email, and through the Lake Expo app, which you can download in the App Store or the Google Play Store. So those are the big three.
Being from here and just how much I love the lake, I just want to personally say, apart from everything else, thank you guys for the way that you promote the lake, the way that you guys picture the lake, and just everything you guys are doing for the Lake of the Ozarks, because I think it's awesome.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
you,
me.
buddy. Thanks for being here, Nathan.
Let's do this together. All right.
Oh, you're going to help the old man out? Okay, ready?
Ready? Yeah, here we go.
1, 2, 3. Oh, nice.
Good.
Hey, thanks, Nathan.
Thanks.